What if we told you that the trickster god Loki might just be the unsung hero behind the downfall of Thanos and the potential savior against Kang the Conqueror? It's a theory that could reshape everything we know about the Marvel Universe. In this video, we'll dissect Loki's intricate web of influence, revealing cunning schemes and unexpected alliances that'll reshape your view of the MCU. We'll find the connection between Loki's manipulative maneuvers and his unexpected role in not just foiling Thanos, but having the potential to take down the all-powerful Kang the Conqueror. So, don't miss out on the mind-bending details that could change the fate of your characters forever. Loki, the mastermind behind the chaos in Thor and Avengers films, is called the god of mischief because he's always up to something tricky. But Loki didn't start this way. His actions are a mix of how he grew up and his nature. His story begins on a sad note. He was smaller than other frost giants when he was born, his own kind. His real dad, King Laufey, didn't want him and left him to die. Then Odin found Loki in a temple and decided to adopt and raise him like his own son. Odin thought this might help keep the peace between different groups. Loki learned magic from Odin's wife and looked like an Asgardian due to a spell. Growing up, he and Thor weren't treated like brothers, and Odin chose Thor as the future king. It hurt Loki, and he started acting against his family. A significant change happened when Loki visited the frost giant's home. His hand turned icy blue, revealing his real identity. Odin explained that Loki was meant to rule the frost giants. This news broke his heart. After a lifetime of feeling betrayed and lied to, he fell into an inner depression where it was hard to tell what was right and wrong. His actions became a mix of seeking family love and revenge. Everything he did, good or bad, goes back to feeling unloved by his dad. He wanted to snatch power from Odin and get the same love and attention his brother got. It made Loki a complex character, and he did what he did. For example, Loki's tricks hit a new level in Thor: The Dark World. After Thor frees him, they fight the Dark Elves. Loki pretends to sacrifice himself and dies to save Thor. Heartbroken, Thor mourns, but the shocker comes later. Loki faked it all. Alive and well, he plots to take Odin's place for power. Moreover, Loki wanted to hurt his loved brother even more. His evil plan was to oppress and enslave billions of people on Earth to worsen Thor's pain, because he knows Thor loves Earth and its people.
I who was and should be king.
So you take the world I love as recompense for your imagined slights? No, the Earth is under my protection, Loki.
But what if Odin had raised Loki with love, care, and attention? Could this intricate story have taken a different turn? Could he have channeled his cleverness and resourcefulness towards positive ends, becoming a force for good instead of causing chaos? Perhaps in a reality where Loki felt valued and cherished, his insecurities might not have taken such a destructive path. But how would it have altered everything in the MCU? Stick around to discover some fantastic things that Loki may have done, and don't forget to subscribe. So we know Loki is half frost giant, and he was always seen as an outsider by the Asgardians. It made him feel isolated and rejected, which led him to lashing out against Asgard. Loki would have felt more accepted and less likely to lash out if he had been treated with love initially. He could have used this knowledge of the frost giants to forge a peace treaty between them and Asgard. For example, Loki tricked the frost giants into attacking Asgard in the first Thor movie. It led to a war between the two races, killing many Asgardians.
Teach them a lesson. Break their spirits so they'll never dare try to cross our borders again.
You're thinking only as a warrior.
This was an act of war.
It was the act of but a few, doomed to fail.
Look how far they got.
We will find the breach in our defenses, and it will be sealed.
As king of Asgard.
But you're not king!
If Loki had been raised with love and support, he would have been less likely to do something like this. He would have understood the importance of peace and diplomacy and worked to find a peaceful solution to the conflict between the frost giants and Asgard. Moreover, he could have been a better ruler than Thor. His cutting intelligence, adaptability, and complex empathy distinguish him as a potential superior king to Thor. His strategic thinking, ability to connect with diverse perspectives, and relatable struggles could foster diplomatic prowess and inclusive policies. His moral complexity might lead to just decisions, while personal growth and curiosity could drive progress. Thor's a good man, but he's also impulsive and hot-headed. he made several mistakes as king, such as banishing Loki and letting the Dark Elves attack Asgard. If Loki had been raised to be king, he would have been more patient and strategic. He would have been able to unite the Asgardians and lead them to victory against their enemies. Thor also chose to be with the woman he loved instead of ruling his people. At the end of Thor: The Dark World, he rejects the throne from Odin and returns to Earth to be with Jane.
Father, I cannot be king of Asgard. I will protect Asgard and all the realms with my last and every breath, but I cannot do so from that chair.
Furthermore, after Thanos wiped out half of the Asgardians at the beginning of Infinity War, Thor decided to take the path of vengeance instead of looking for the lost in space Asgardians who had escaped in the pods. These are all examples of how Thor, being so hot-headed, led him to make some bad decisions as king, whereas Loki would have acted in a more patient, reasonable, and strategic way. And yes, it is widely believed that Loki could have prevented Thanos. How? He has traveled all over the galaxy and met many different beings. He would have been able to gather information about Thanos and his plans. He could have alerted the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy to stop Thanos before he got the Infinity Stones. In Avengers Infinity War, Thanos gathered the Infinity Stones and wiped out half of the universe. The Avengers were unaware of Thanos' plan until it was too late.
Thanos is coming. He's coming.
If Loki had been with the Avengers, he would have been able to warn them about Thanos and help them stop him. Moreover, he could have used his skills to bring the Nine Realms together in an alliance against Thanos. It would have made it much more difficult for Thanos to gather the Infinity Stones. In Thor: The Dark World, Loki tricked the Dark Elves into attacking the other realms, dividing and weakening the Nine Realms. If Loki had worked to unite the Nine Realms, they would have been much more robust and united against Thanos. He could have started by meeting with the leaders of each realm and explaining the threat that Thanos posed. He could have also offered to help them unite their forces and defend themselves. Loki is also a skilled thief who has stolen many valuable items. He could have used his skills to steal the Infinity Stones from Thanos. Of course, there's no guarantee that Loki would have been successful. Thanos is a powerful being and would have been prepared for an attack. However, Loki is also a powerful being and very resourceful. If he had been raised to be a king, he would have anticipated Thanos' plan and maybe prevented everything that happened, saving the lives of millions, including our beloved Tony Stark. Now, Loki's evolution challenges the notion that he was inherently evil from the start till the end. In Loki Season 1, we saw Loki make a considerable change. Something hit him really hard inside that compelled him to change. He went from being a villain who was always scheming and trying to take over the world to be a hero willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Various factors converged to bring about Loki's profound change. Witnessing the pain his actions caused and acknowledging in his wrongdoings fueled his determination to make things right.
I love you, my sons.
A chance encounter with Sylvie, a variant with a shared villainous past, allowed Loki to empathize with his feelings of isolation and to recognize the potential for transformation. The Time Variance Authority, or the TVA, also played a significant role in Loki's evolution. Their revelations about the repercussions of his actions over time opened his eyes to his responsibility to wield his powers responsibly. As a transformed hero, Loki emerges as a crucial force against Kang the Conqueror, a time-traveling tyrant. His in-depth knowledge about Kang, gleaned from his encounter with He Who Remains, a variant of Kang, positions him as an invaluable resource for the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy in their efforts to thwart Kang's multiverse takeover. He tried to warn a confined, ignorant Mobius. Let's put an end to this now. Do you think Loki could have been a far better version of himself if he had been treated nicely by Odin? Do share your thoughts in the comment section below.